Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. That the Warriors need changes to the squad is logical. But what would these changes be like? Which players would be released and traded? Three players live in a dilemma with the Warriors, between ups and downs, and they are Buddy Hield, Jonathan Kuminga, and Dennis Schroeder. These three players will probably not remain with the Warriors. Warriors fans hope that this team improves quickly and can go to the playoffs, and if possible, become champions again to regain the dynasty. Warriors owner Joe Lacob declared that he wants to improve the squad, even though the trade deadline is just a few days away. New signings could happen at any time. With the February 6 NBA trade deadline looming, several players are on the verge of being shipped to new teams. One player to keep close tabs on is Jonathan Kuminga, who has missed the Warriors' last 11 games with an ankle sprain. On Monday, the franchise announced that Kuminga will be re-evaluated in 2 weeks, meaning he's unlikely to return to the court until late February. The announcement also means Kuminga may have played his last game as a Warrior. It's widely believed that the Warriors would have to trade Kuminga, their most prized asset, to land a star player ahead of the deadline. While Brandon Podziemski was once pegged as another key asset, the Southpaw has seemingly lost a lot of trade value in light of his disastrous 2024-25 campaign. As such, the Warriors may have no option but to move Kuminga if they plan to give Stephen Curry a co-star ahead of a playoff push. If the Warriors stand pat at the deadline, they face the realistic danger of missing the postseason for a second consecutive year. Kuminga, a fourth-year forward, failed to reach a contract extension with the Warriors before the season, casting serious doubt over his future in San Francisco. Furthermore, he lost his starting role within the first few games and never reclaimed the spot despite producing back-to-back career highs of 34 points in late December. The Warriors are incidentally 4-9 without Kuminga and 18-14 with him in the lineup. Kuminga is averaging a career-high 16.8 points, 5.0 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 1.3 made threes this season. Warriors guards in jeopardy as trade deadline approaches. As the Golden State Warriors sit at the 11th seed in the Western Conference with a 23-23 record, they may be looking to make a team-shaking move at the upcoming trade deadline. Among other candidates on the team who could be traded, it's two guards, Buddy Hield and Dennis Schroeder, who may be most in jeopardy of being included in a deal. The Warriors do not necessarily have an abundance in their backcourt. The early season injury to DeAnthony Melton, who was eventually traded for Schroeder, exposed the Warriors' thinness at this position. Stephen Curry, who was nominated yet again as a starter for the All-Star game, has been largely stellar but has experienced unusual inconsistencies throughout the season. Second-year guard Brandon Podziemski has seen a downturn in most of his numbers this season but has looked better after coming back from a lengthy injury. Therefore, two players who have disappointed in their Warriors' tenure, Hield and Schroeder, could be on the move in order to upgrade another position in the rotation. Buddy Hield's shooting woes may make him a trade candidate. Hield, who briefly stepped into the starting shooting guard role following the injury to Melton, has been highly inconsistent on offense this year. A one-dimensional three-point shooter, Hield has averaged 12.0 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 1.5 assists through 45 games this season. His three-point percentage, after dipping to abysmal lows in November and December, has leveled back out to an even 37%. Hield's performances are highly symptomatic of the state of the Warriors' offense this season, often involving stagnant ball movement around the perimeter resulting in contested shots. The 32-year-old in the first year of a 4-year, $37 million contract, making a trade involving him somewhat unlikely. However, his lackluster performance could incentivize the Warriors to move on to a more dynamic guard to help support Curry in the backcourt. Dennis Schroeder has been a poor fit in the Warrior offense. When the Warriors acquired Schroeder from the Brooklyn Nets in December, many saw the move as a potential fix for the Warriors' offensive woes. Schroeder was having the best season of his career, averaging 18.4 points, 3 rebounds, and 6.6 assists through 23 games in Brooklyn. His fit as a shifty pick-and-roll player in a Curry-led backcourt has not fully come to fruition in the Golden State offense, having averaged only 10.4 points, 2 rebounds, and 4.4 assists in 20 games with his new team. While he has opened up more offensive opportunities for Podziemski, the Warriors could look to move on from his expiring $13 million deal in favor of a guard who fits the Warriors' offensive structure more effectively. Who do they keep? As the Warriors move closer to the trade deadline, it has become abundantly obvious that they need to trade for a big man who can stretch the floor, opening up what's often been a congested offense. While neither of these guards are necessarily likely to be traded, it is more possible that Schroeder is dealt before the deadline in order to improve this Warriors team. His recent move to the bench signified a change of role for and perhaps a loss of confidence from head coach Steve Kerr. In addition, his expiring deal would make him a more attractive trade candidate than Hield's multi-year deal. If the Warriors were to move on from Schroeder, it is likely that Hield would move full-time to the starting lineup, a scary proposition, but that could produce results if his shooting numbers return to where they're capable of. While Podziemski would again be trusted with primary ball-handling duties for the bench unit, a return of a cheap, veteran guard could help cement that aspect of the rotation. If the Warriors deem it fit, they could safely move on from a possible failed experiment in their backcourt in the coming weeks. Warriors may miss out on chance to trade for former All-Star center. The Golden State Warriors could give the Chicago Bulls what they want for their former All-Star center Nikola Vucevic, but their willingness or lack thereof to spend his asking price could cost them the opportunity. According to Michael Sines of Sir Charles in Charge, the Warriors may not want to cough up first-round picks to bring Vucevic on board. According to a recent report, the Warriors are only willing to offer second-round pick draft compensation at the moment. The Bulls are looking for a first-round pick for their big man. As the two sides continue to negotiate, you can't help but wonder if this lowballing is going to end up backfiring on them. The Warriors have continually been vocal about their unwillingness to compromise their future assets for short-term success. Vucevic could easily be the team's third premier scorer that they greatly need and service their interior well. However, how many more years he has left playing at this level is unknown. The two-time All-Star is earning $20 million for this season and is set to earn $21.48 million next season in the final year of his contract. Thus, Golden State could give up one of the 6 first-rounders that they have between now and 2031 to strengthen their chances of winning a championship this season or next. However, with the way things have been going for them this season, the